KT-sama! Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Y'all see that? Hold on. Like, it's almost connecting, though. It's almost... Yo! Hey, bro. Hey! Y'all about to start calling me KT the goatee, man. You feel me? Okay, so a few of you guys have asked me to tell some more stories. And I got you. Because I actually have a pretty decent amount of stories. And a good bit of them are me, like, weebing out in public. Or Weeb. 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 I'm sorry, y'all, like, when I typed that out, it seemed cool in my head, but now that I'm saying it, it sounds weird. Like, it feels like I'm trying to say, like, rope, but in, like, a kawaii kind of voice. But technically, the I shouldn't be in there, because for the acronym to work, it has to have, like, at least 3 letters in there or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's the rule. So you take the I out, and it'd be WAP. I'll work on it. Anyways, the reason why I have so many stories is because, like, I think a lot. Or technically I should say I space out a lot. Usually this happens when I'm bored, so like when I'm doing work or in school or like when I'm on the toilet or something. Like I completely zone out and I go into like this deep, like super deep thought. Usually they're like random scenarios that come up in my head. I might think about maybe what if I was in like an anime or something like that? What if this happened instead of this happened? You know, just random stuff. And most of the time I'm able to keep everything in my head, but sometimes I might speak something randomly. And it's usually towards like the end of my thought. So I might burst out and do something unprovoked. Or at least to you it seemed unprovoked. And that's caused like many scenes in my life. And I'm gonna tell you one of them today. Now I'm sure you read the title of this video, but this is the story of when I went Bankai in class. Technically I unleashed my Bankai because you know that's your sword's power. It also feels like my power too, so you know, just let me have it. Bankai! So this happened in the beginning of my 6th grade year, which was an important year. Because I'm not sure about your school system and everything, but in my school system, 6th grade is your first year in middle school. So you have preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And when you hop from different schools, it's almost like your status resets. Because not everybody from your elementary school will be in your middle school. Like 6th grade is combined of students from your old school and then students from other elementary schools. And the same with high school. 9th grade has people coming from different schools. So if you're lame in elementary school, you can make a new name for yourself in middle school because not everybody knows you. Which is what I was trying to do because in elementary school, I'm not gonna cap, I was kind of lame. Not like super lame, like nobody talked to me, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like, you know, I wasn't as popular as I should be. Because for some reason, you know, I wanted to be one of the popular kids, you know what I'm saying? Because the popular kids is where it's at. So during the summer of 5th grade to 6th grade year, I devised a plan to make myself popular. And this plan was for the first few weeks of 6th grade because those first few weeks are very important. Because I'm not sure about your school, like how school is these days, but like for my school and my time, people were put into categories, okay? You had a label on you. There was a few labels, but the main ones were like nerds, popular, normal, and weird. So in elementary school, I was normal, but kind of was, you know, a little bit towards the weird. So in middle school, I wanted to make sure that I was in the popular. And now I'm gonna keep it a buck. I knew I was a weird kid, okay? Like I knew I was one of the weird kids. Because if you liked anime, if you watched a lot of cartoons, or if you did anything that just the normal popular kids didn't do, you were considered weird. So I knew I was weird from the jump, but I again wanted to become popular. It was a thing. So now with this in mind, let's continue the story. So first day of school, everybody's back. I had a decent, you know, first day of school outfit. I was chill and I was calm until I got into language arts. So the teacher introduced herself, gave her a little bit of info about herself, you know, what she likes to do, and she wanted us to do the same. Each student was to stand up from their seat, say their name, and say something that they like or what they wanted their career to be. So we sat in assigned seats and it was in alphabetical order. My last name starts with a W, so I was all the way in the back of the class. So I had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to say. Now after like the 7th kid, I kind of zoned out. I was kind of boring, I'm not gonna cap. I zoned out and I started thinking about anime. I was thinking about a school comedy that I was watching. I don't think it was School Rumble, but it was something around that area. And I was thinking about how they introduce themselves in the anime. Or at least when the transfer student, you know, comes in the classroom, how they introduce themselves. And I was thinking about how, you know, we standing up is similar to kind of like what they were doing, and I don't know, I was just in a deep train of thought. And then eventually it was my turn. And I kind of panicked a little bit because I didn't realize it was my turn. So I quickly stood up and I'm just gonna reenact it a little bit. Hi everybody, my name is KT and I like cooking because I want to be a chef. What this kid say? Bro, reality combined with my thoughts and oh my gosh. Here's the funny thing, right? When I said the word I was trying to say, I said it incorrectly, and the word I was trying to say was the wrong word. I was trying to say, you know, gomenasai. But you say that when you are apologizing to somebody. And to this day, I know what it sounds like, what we're supposed to say, but I just can never pronounce it. So it was just a scene. Luckily, over half the kids weren't looking at me, so they didn't see that I bowed or anything. So only the kids in my like immediate area saw what I did. And luckily again, nobody in that classroom knew a thing about Japanese culture. So the teacher thought I sneezed. So I'm just standing like frozen thinking about how I just ruined my whole career already in middle school. But I was luckily saved by the teacher saying, "Bless you." I said thank you and I sat back down. So for the most part, that was the end of that little interaction. But the kids in front of me and next to me weren't convinced. However, that's okay. I could work with that. So a week and a half later had gone by. I was starting to build up my name a little bit because we had in-class assignments and I was making sure that I got along with everybody in my group, which I do remember was part of my plan to become popular, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure I was at least normal, friendly, kind, everybody liked me, and that will like, you know, catapult my way up to being popular. Until it happened. Like, I swear guys, I was like my worst enemy. Like almost as if I was praying for my own downfall. So, social studies, which I completely dislike anything social studies related. History, government, anything that has anything to do with just, I don't like it. I was zoned out for like the beginning of the class period. I have no idea what she was saying, what she was talking about, but we eventually was given an assignment to do in class. And instead of me doing the assignment, I was thinking about Bleach, because I was watching Bleach heavily at the time. And I was just thinking about, you know, like, what if I had a Bankai? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would my sword's power be? And I was in some serious thought about what my power would be, you know, how I use it, who I'd be able to beat against, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about all these like different scenarios I'd be if I had that kind of power. And again, since we were given an in-class assignment, the classroom wasn't necessarily silent, but it wasn't loud either. So it was like normal, like, room volume. I don't know how to explain it. So eventually I figured out what my power was. And I was hyped. I was like, yo, I have thought through so many scenarios and this is it. Like, this is what my power is gonna be. I'm pretty sure it was a ripoff of Byakuya because he was like one of my favorite characters, but it was something similar to his. And I was just over here getting myself hyped, like thinking about all the people I could beat. I'm just over here in my seat grinning and smiling, and, you know, kind of shaking probably low key. But I don't think anybody really saw me doing that. I don't remember who I was fighting, but eventually in my head I started to fight somebody. You know, I was getting my butt whooped a little bit low key, but I knew I was about to change the game once I went Bankai. And if you haven't watched the show, when they go Bankai, they kind of scream Bankai. Okay, not really, but I was excited and I wanted to yell. All I had to do was say it and he'd be done. And guys, I said it, but it was not in my head. Everybody was just doing the work peacefully, you know what I'm saying, completing the assignment, and the next thing you know, they randomly hear Bankai! Actually, low-key, I had a high-pitched voice when I was a kid, so it's probably more like Bankai! Right as I said it, everybody looked at me and I knew for a fact I was done. There's no way for me to cover that up. Regardless of if they know what it is, there is no way for me to cover that up. My heart stopped for a moment. But I didn't want to necessarily go down without any sort of fight. So while everybody turned to look where the noise came from, I turned as well, as if I didn't make that noise. And again, even though it was a different class, they still went by the whole alphabetical order thing, so I was in the back of the classroom. So as everybody looked, I looked away too, and I looked at a wall. I tried to play it off as a joke, but nobody was... I apologized and kept quiet, but yo, I had to take an L that day. However, because of the work I did previously, nobody necessarily put me along with the weird kids yet. I just kind of fell in my normal status from being just, you know, normal, kind of cool to normal, a little bit annoying. Meaning, I still had HP left, also meaning that this isn't over. However, something else happened that day. So there was a kid in the classroom that actually had watched Bleach and knew what I said. And a few minutes later, he came over to me and asked, you know, if I was good. I kind of explained to him, like, the whole story in my head, and he understood, and, you know, it was cool. He let me copy the in-class assignment answers because I didn't do any of it, and I became friends with him that day. Little did I know that that was actually one of the worst things I probably could have done, according to my plan. Because later on, I'd come to find out that he was one of the weird kids, or classified as one of the weird kids. And you know, when you associate yourself with weird kids, people automatically think you're weird. Like, bro, it was a moment of realization. I was just like, no! But that's like a whole nother thing. But with that said, this does conclude my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope some of you guys maybe got a little bit of a laughter out of it. And I'll probably just make this like a new segment on my channel. But the name, to be announced. Okay? To be announced.